What is going on, friends? Thank you so much for joining us for our interview with the former UFC lightweight champion, Eddie Alvarez. We talk about his huge fight at UFC 218. You can catch it live on pay-per-view Saturday, December 2nd against Justin Gaethje. It's going to be a hell of a fight live on pay-per-view, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific at the Little Caesars Arena in Detroit, Michigan. Tickets are still available at Ticketmaster.com. Before we get to Eddie, here is a quick message.
If you would like to support Mercado Airwaves, visit us at patreon.com/Mercado Airwaves. Find us on iTunes at Mercado Airwaves. Keep up to date with the show on Facebook at Mercado Airwaves. Follow Mike on Twitter at mmercado2333 and on Instagram, MikeMercado2333. Mercado Airwaves is brought to you by supporters at patreon.com/Mercado Airwaves.
Thank you for keeping it with us, guys. Here is our interview with the former UFC lightweight champion, two-time friend of the show, Eddie Alvarez. Enjoy. Eddie, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, Mike. Excellent, brother. How's it going?
Man, I really appreciate you coming back on the show, man. I know you've had a crazy busy day already, so I'm going to get you in and out, okay?
Thanks, brother.
Last time we had you on, you were heading into that super title fight, and I really want to get your insight on how do you utilize all these crazy battles you've been through, traveling the world, beating the best, training with the best, learning from the best. How do you utilize all that into this type of fight with all this emotion going into it, trying to really establish yourself why you're the baddest dude in the division?
When you word it like that and think about it like that, it could be overwhelming. Like all these things going on, all these traveling. But like I think of each thing moment to moment, and when I'm in that moment, I try to have the most gratitude and get the most positive out of each individual moment, whether I'm traveling to a different country, fighting for a belt, or I'm about to embark on a challenge of my life or opponent of my life. Each moment in itself is taken one by one, and I learned something from each one. So, I mean, this is where we are now. We're in Detroit, and we're about to battle for the title of the world's, not even the world's most violent man. And this moment right now, I have gratitude for and I'm excited about.
Oh, it's going to be a hell of a fight. And I think that's one thing, a lot of us who are fans of you are always so appreciative, is that you bring it every single time you're in a fight. And one of the things I've heard you say a lot over the last few months is aggressiveness. And I want to talk about like living in that moment, but also knowing when to trigger being aggressive, and especially when it's showtime, how you almost shine in that moment and utilize every single thing going into it, right?
Yeah, I think it takes the right dance partner to kind of get you there. If you have a guy in front of you who's hesitant, who's not going to try to evoke your ego and get you emotional, the fight could be more of it could be more robotic and not as fun. But a guy like Justin, who's going to get in your face, he's gonna push you around and then maybe evoke your ego and evoke your competitiveness. That, for me, I can't be more excited about going against an opponent like that, because I just know how I respond naturally. Forget about how I think and feel about it. Just naturally, how I respond to them situations in the past have been they're my best fights. You win or lose, the fans always come out of them fights saying that was kind of the best fight I've ever seen in my life. So I'm looking forward to that moment on Saturday.
Eddie, it's funny. I can hear it in your voice, man, how excited and how happy you sounded. Has there been something that's kind of happened over the last few months that's just kind of brought? Is it the opponent, like you said, your dancing partner, where it's you just this spark? And I don't want to say you've never had it, but there's this energy that you feel talking to you right now.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of the opponent, but I think that more of it's just how I approach my training going into this fight. I just asked Coach Mark Henry, Coach is very analytical, and he likes he's the whole reason I won the world title, because of his strategy and his game planning. But I just asked him, to let me have a little bit more creative control here, and let's trust our instincts. We're still going to be tactical. We're still going to be the smart fighter we always are. But let's trust our instincts and enjoy this one. Like, let's feel it more than we think about it. And I think that's going to translate to the audience. That's going to translate to the people involved in it, that we're just gonna feel this fight versus try to control every moment of it.
If you would like to support Mercado Airwaves, visit us at patreon.com/Mercado Airwaves. Find us on iTunes at Mercado Airwaves. Keep up to date with the show on Facebook at Mercado Airwaves. Follow Mike on Twitter at mmercado2333 and on Instagram, Mike Mercado2333. Mercado Airwaves is brought to you by supporters at patreon.com/Mercado Airwaves.
And Eddie, I mean, all of us that are fans of the sports, fans of yours, we all know how focused, how hungry, determined you are when it comes to your craft and what you do. But I think we kind of are hearing it now. Do you ever get a chance, do you and the team ever just get a chance to kind of look back and, maybe not now is that time, but just to look back and be like, damn, we've done some pretty awesome things?
I don't. And I think when I get older, I'm gonna go, Jesus, man, that was incredible. And I find flashes of that now, like trying to give myself a pat on the back for what I've accomplished, and I've been doing it more and more in my life that I'm getting older, because it's something I struggled with. Like no matter what I achieved in my 15 years of fighting, I never quite felt confident. I never quite felt pleased or happy with what I've done. And that's something I struggled with individually, and it's something that I'm kind of getting better at, like kind of being a friend to myself versus being a critic to myself all the time, and just kind of patting myself on the back and saying, damn, that was a hell of a job. Like that's not anything that's natural for me to do. And I find myself doing that, and I'm happier, I'm more pleased, I'm more confident than I've ever been.
And those are really great words for anybody listening from a world-class dude and a world-class champion, obviously. And I really want to, speaking into that, how important is it to learn the ups and downs of the sports, like the highs and the lows and just everything in between it, to really channel that in and make sure you are in that moment?
You have to. You got to. It's 100% important, because in the middle is reality.
Yeah,
so,
right.
You're going into a fight, you're thinking up all these things, this could happen, that could happen, and maybe 5% of what you thought up ever happened going into the fight. And when you do that enough, you find the reality at some point, and you go, man, these things going on in my mind they're mind-made. They're actually illusions. None of them are real, and I don't need to react to any of them. I don't need to react with fear. I don't need to react with excitement. I don't need to react with any emotion to any of these illusions, because they're not even real. So, as a fighter, fighting 15 years, you understand the only thing real is what's going on inside the fight at the time it's going on. Everything else is kind of mind-made. It's made up. So when you get that understanding, you're just able to be happier. You're able to be a lot less emotional, whether that emotion's fear or something being overly excited. It just feels like you're more at ease consistently throughout the day.
Eddie, you're always giving us some good stuff whenever you join us on the show. Let's get you on a couple fun ones before you have to do the rest of this crazy day. Do you ever get a chance to pig out with the family? Do you ever get a chance to just, when you're done training and, do you just stuff your face with hamburgers? What's your go-to?
Man, that's all. That's all we do. I take these big fat checks, and me and my kids figure out a cool way to spend them on some fun stuff.
Hell yeah. What's one of the coolest things you guys have done recently? I know you've been in training camp, but you guys go to Disney World, you guys go fishing. What's something cool you guys have done lately? Holidays are coming up. You got something cool planned?
We are Disney annual pass holders.
Nice.
My wife knows Disney like the back of her hand. So whenever we have free time, we're at the Polynesian, or we're somewhere down there doing up Disney. But so we have that planned for February. My son's doing a soccer tournament in Disney. Nice. at the ESPN Worldwide Center, and we're gonna head down there in February. But immediately after this fight, we're gonna head up into the mountains, into the Poconos, and get lost. Turn the cell phones off and have some fun.
Hell yeah, that's some beautiful stuff, my brother. You know what? When people tune in this Saturday on pay-per-view, they're going to watch two of the baddest dudes get into the octagon and try to show why they're the best in the world. What can fans expect when they tune in to see? Obviously, they know they're going to get the best of you every single time, but what kind of preview can you give the fans right now?
I'm going to tell fans right now, I don't have I don't have a crystal ball. I'd be lying to you if I told you I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. I don't. All I can tell you, it's going to be fucking nuts.
Eddie, you got anything you want to plug, brother? Anything you want anybody to go to, social media, anything like that, man? The floor is all yours.
Yeah, please, guys. If you're already following me on Twitter and Instagram, go on to your app store, download the app Trale, Trale, and trowel me. Immediately trowel me. I have almost hourly updates on this full weight cut, behind the scenes, exclusive stuff. And there's workouts that I've been doing on there, as well as this whole training camp. My nutrition-based everything is on there. So if you guys are into fitness, into the mind game aspect of this, or even into the nutrition part of it, it's all on there, and it's all on Trale.
Hell yeah, that's awesome, especially with this holiday season. We're packing on the pounds. What was that one more time in case anybody missed it?
It's an app. It's Trale, Trale. So download the app. Click once you download the app, trowel me. Just click on trowel, and you're going to trowel Eddie Alvarez. Once you trowel me, you're going to get all the behind-the-scenes exclusive content that you can dream of.
Eddie, happy holidays to you and the family. Go kick some ass, good health, and when you're in Chicago, we're going to get you some pizza to get you some, since you guys like to pig out. We got you.
I can't wait.
A huge thank you to Eddie Alvarez, a huge thank you to the UFC, and of course the fine folks in New York City for setting this up for us. Thank you to each and every one of you for listening to our interview with Eddie Alvarez before his huge fight at UFC 218 live on pay-per-view Saturday, December 2nd from the Little Caesars Arena in Detroit, Michigan. Tickets are still available at Ticketmaster.com. It's going to be a hell of a fight against Justin Gaethje. It's going to be two heavy hitters going at it to find out who is the best in the division, and some title stakes might be on the line in this fight. Thank you so much, guys, though, for joining us for this interview. Please follow us all over the universe. I'm on Twitter at mmercado2333. Like us on Facebook at Mercado Airwaves. I'm on Instagram, Mike Mercado2333. Every one of our shows and our interviews are brought to you by our amazing producers over at Patreon.com. You can actually get every single one of our episodes and interviews ad-free and before anybody else. Just check us out, Patreon.com/Mercado Airwaves. We're on SoundCloud for any of you Android users, SoundCloud.com/Mercado Airwaves. And if you're on iTunes, like, rate, review, and share for us, guys. That's iTunes.com/Mercado Airwaves. Enjoy the fights, guys. Enjoy your weekend. Thank you so much, and we will see you next time.
If you would like to support Mercado Airwaves, visit us at patreon.com/Mercado Airwaves. Find us on iTunes at Mercado Airwaves. Keep up to date with the show on Facebook at Mercado Airwaves. Follow Mike on Twitter at mmercado2333 and on Instagram, Mike Mercado2333. Mercado Airwaves is brought to you by supporters at patreon.com/Mercado Airwaves.